around like that at age 58. So I want to get that out the way first. But I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul. Now, unlike people who've worked with me, unlike people who are friends and colleagues, what have you, I didn't find it funny.
This is kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank.
That even he recognizes that he's too big for him.
Yes.
He recognizes that he's too big for him.
Jake Paul might have just made the biggest mistake of his career. Even experts say he's walking into a fight that could destroy his reputation forever. But what's shocking is he actually believes he can beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Watch till the end because what Tank's coach said next left the whole boxing world speechless. Stephen A. Smith says Jake Paul knows he's too big for Gervonta Davis. He called Jake out for taking another easy fight, saying it doesn't prove anything about his real skill. According to Smith, Jake keeps picking opponents who can't truly challenge him just to make himself look good. He believes this matchup is one-sided, more about attention and easy wins than about real boxing competition. Smith's message is clear: if Jake wants true respect, he needs to face fighters on his own level, not smaller, safer targets.
That was Mike Tyson. Now you're going into the ring against a cat that's 228. He's a young lion. And no matter what questions may exist about Jake Paul and his ability to box real boxers, because we haven't really seen that yet from him, we don't question his power. Mm-hmm. We know he's got power.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith also asked Gervonta Davis's coach who should fight Tank next. The coach didn't hesitate. He said anyone who talks trash about Davis should step into the ring first. He mentioned names like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, fighters who've questioned Tank's power. For the coach, this isn't just rivalry, it's about respect. He believes these men need to feel Tank's strength for themselves. It's not revenge, it's about proving dominance. He wants every critic to step inside the ropes and learn what real power feels like when Davis lands.
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him, you're training him all the time, you know him, both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me the names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down to, we working on the big four. It was Garcia. That's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
Comedian Aries Spears gave his honest opinion too. He said this fight feels more like a show than a real boxing event, almost like a circus. But even with that criticism, he still believes in Tank Davis's power. Spears predicts the fight won't last long, saying Tank might finish it with a knockout by the third round. He knows the hype is crazy, but he respects Tank's finishing skills. His view reflects how many fans feel this fight might look wild, but nobody doubts that Davis can end it fast and brutally. It's entertainment mixed with real danger.
The next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is such a circus.
Yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored minus 240, Jake Paul's plus 190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh. Third round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke. That fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather?
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement to fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
but I think Floyd will end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He'd mess up that record.
Yeah. And I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's, 43-0 at this point?
Okay.
He's like 37 years old. I personally don't think
But he's still got the goods, though.
Oh, he's got the goods.
Yeah, he's still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Crawford had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And he had only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. But this whole Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing, is just because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. There was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead? I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag.
And clearly that's what it's about. It's the bag,
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fighting somebody. They're going to start putting old men. I mean, they've already putting old men in the ring.
As long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, 16 seconds. I'm with it.
Stephen A. Smith, never afraid to speak his mind, wants boxing to move away from fake, money-driven matchups. He says Gervonta Davis should focus on fights that test his real limits, not exhibition-style events that mean nothing for his legacy. Smith wants to see Davis rematch Ryan Garcia, because their story isn't over. He also mentioned Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as perfect challengers. According to him, these are the fights that build legends and keep fans excited. Boxing needs real competition, not just hype. Smith believes Tank's talent deserves meaningful battles that show greatness, not just quick cash fights.
To me personally, I want to see him fight a Garcia again. I want to see him fight a Teofimo Lopez, somebody like that, that's got some power, somebody that has the potential to inflict some pain upon him, because I don't know if anybody can do it. And I've totally lost it with David Haney. After what I saw Ryan Garcia do to him, even though Ryan Garcia was a bit bulked up.
Many boxing commentators are getting tired of Jake Paul's career strategy. They say he keeps choosing strange matchups that grab attention but don't test him. These fights are built for headlines, not history. Experts argue Jake avoids real boxers close to his level in skill, size, and experience. Sure, his fights pull millions of views, but critics say they feel scripted and fake. It's all show, no substance. That's why traditional fans see Jake as more of a performer than a true boxer. He knows how to go viral, but not how to prove himself in the ring.
Performance. Jake Paul won the fight. But yeah, that was that. This time, Jake Paul is to take on Tank Davis. Tank Davis, he was recently in the news for being arrested for a domestic violence incident involving one of his kids' mother. He was alleged to have slapped her about the place. The charges were later dropped, to be fair to him. But yeah, that was when he was last in the news. What is interesting is just a couple of months ago, Tank Davis was saying openly that he'd lost his passion for boxing and that he wanted time away from the sport. There was speculation that he might even retire as he was experiencing extreme mental fatigue from boxing, depression, and there were mental health concerns over him. However, I guess the opportunity to earn a truck full of money, fighting a completely worthless exhibition fight against Jake Paul, was enough to make him change his mind about boxing. Funny that, isn't it? But you know what? I'm not even going to waste your time or mine critiquing this utter nonsense. Suffice to say that this so-called fight we're talking about is an exhibition, and it pits Jake Paul, who is a cruiserweight, by the way, weighs in excess of 200 pounds. And Tank Davis, who is, he was the WBA lightweight champion, who weighs in at about 135 pounds when he fights. So that's a disparity of some 65 pounds. In old money, that's about 4.5 stone. There's also a significant difference in height. Jake Paul is roughly, 6'1", 2. Gervonta Davis is 5'5" at best. So, there's a height disparity there of some 8 inches. And once again, this is Jake Paul showing total disrespect to boxing, in my opinion.
Many analysts think Gervonta Davis's recent choices are more about money than legacy. They say his team focuses on the biggest paydays instead of meaningful fights that would define his career. Facing Jake Paul proves that point for many fans. They believe boxing is turning into entertainment first and a sport second. Tank's name guarantees big pay-per-view sales, and fighting a YouTube celebrity only adds more hype and money. But real boxing fans worry this trend is ruining the sport. Davis has the talent to make history, but lately, it seems like cash comes before glory.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made 40 million with Ryan. When he make another 40 plus million with Jake,
he's gonna go make 40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Rowe for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money, man.
£95. Bearing in mind, Tank Davis fights at 135. That's £60 size difference. And Tank often weighs in light at 133.5 pounds. You know, he's 5'5". He's not a big guy. Okay, let's be honest. He's tiny. I could literally put him in my pocket. You know, he's a pocket rocket, but he's small. Yes, I know, I went too far. Let's move on. Jake's been fighting a cruiserweight, over 200 pounds. You know, he's 6'1". He's just a bigger guy. You know, a different beast. This is what Jake does. Love or hate him. He knows how to generate interest, get people talking. In his words, do the unthinkable. But guess what? People will tune in. What can I say? The guy's clever. He calls out AJ. The fight's looking likely. Everybody's outraged. Can't believe it. Then bang. He's fighting Tank. The man's half the size. He's done it again. Whether you like it or not, he's a marketing genius. He knows how to keep his name on your tongue. Everyone slated him for fighting Mike Tyson. I did too. He was fighting an old man with health problems. But guess what? I tuned in. And do you know why? Because curiosity killed the cat. And I wasn't alone. 100 million plus people tuned in.